the Cecil Hotel.
Hide your strap-ons, put away your biscuits, and get ready for the ride of your life. It's time for free candy in the van economy. It's time for two clueless dudes.
It's time for two clueless dudes. I've got to the button. What's going on? All right, we just gotta get it to where I can. Oh, there it is. El Shiro. Oh. Welcome to Two Clueless Dudes. I have the Hank with me, and I am the Drunk McGee. Today, we are going to talk about something that kind of came out of the blue, but we feel like it's kind of relevant now because we kind of just delved into it. Today's episode is going to be about serial killers and the weird-ass things you can buy when you have money.
True. Money does make the world go round.
It really does. So we were just talking about Zach Baggins, who some of you may know from Lord of the Rings, but he also had a show on Ghost called Ghost Adventures, and he being bored.
Yes, he did a couple times.
A couple of times, and made a lot of money from it.
Yeah, we were just discussing the whole fact that he had his own museum here in Vegas.
Like a mansion museum.
A mansion.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown mansion, yeah. And of all the weird things that he has, Dr. Kevorkian, Dr. Death, his van.
Yes, Dr. Kevorkian. So he was in Oregon, I think.
He was a self-assisted suicide physician.
Yeah, he was like the first person to be like, "Hey, you ready to off yourself? I got you covered."
Yeah.
And he
would actually occur in the van.
Yeah, in the van. Yeah, he would do it in the van, right? And he went to prison.
Yes.
For it.
Yes.
I don't even know if he's still in prison or if he died.
He's dead.
Okay, so he's got to be dead. Yeah. He's got to be old as fuck by now. And then that Zach Baggins bought that van and took it to his museum.
Yes.
So it's a haunted museum.
Yes.
But we were discussing the fact that, well, most of the people that probably utilize the van
in Dr. Kevorkian's services, they wanted to meet their demise.
To them, it was probably a relief.
Yes.
Not something that was shocking and scary. Because I guess that's like one of those things where you would think to be like a haunting, a ghost, you would think that there would have to be something like negatively charged to that item, right?
I would think so. I think it's something that
like the thing
is
with
unexpected.
Yeah.
I think that if you had some sort of unexpected tragedy, it would probably connect itself, But under these circumstances, I'm not for sure like anything was there.
Right. Like
I kind of feel like Zach kind of pissed away his money.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think he did it just to say he had it. Right?
I mean, for the cool factor, maybe.
Yeah. Well, people died in this van. And maybe that's where he's trying to come from. But to me, I just don't feel like that would be like a haunted thing.
Would you go to Zach Baggins' haunted mansion if Zach Baggins was the person giving you the tour?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be pretty cool, right? Yeah, I mean,
I kind of feel like it would be a bragging session almost.
Nonstop. Yeah, like I said,
just from watching, I don't mean any disrespect. I've never met the guy.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, it kind of just feels like it would be just a bragging session.
Yeah, I've actually met. I guarantee he doesn't remember me, but I've actually met and interviewed him once before.
You did say
during the Rock and Comedy Show.
Yeah,
he came on with all his buddies, and Trevor. He's very narcissistic. He's very much about himself. He's very much into his stuff. Yeah. He rolled up in his Lamborghini. You know what I mean? That's just how he is.
We had this conversation before. If you got a Lamborghini or you got a Rolls Royce, like you
got it. Yeah,
you finished.
Yeah,
you could tie a bow on it. You're done.
You're done. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to be mad at the guy.
Yeah.
He has a great product, right? I mean, whether you look at him as a world-class investigator of the paranormal, or do you look at him as just an entertainer?
Yeah.
Right? Either way you go, he made
deny
it.
his success.
You can't deny his success. And I think, obviously he owes a lot of that to his staff too. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, producers and let's be honest.
They put it all together to make him be the boss, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he's the bee's knees. What up? Ronnie Baker. So we are discussing serial killers today. We are going to go into some serial killers, and we are talking about Zach Baggins, who purchased the Kevorkian Dr. Death van. Now, I thought you said Dr. Death's fan, and I thought you were talking about an anime, and I was like, that's a weird thing for him to buy. I didn't think he was into that.
Right.
It took me a minute to catch on. I was a little slow on that uptake, surprisingly. But he's got some other things too.
Oh, definitely.
But this was kind of the I guess the segue was, I had read something about somebody called the Toy Box Killer.
Right.
Now, if he had that, that's got to be haunted.
Yeah.
That has got to be haunted. Now, here's the crazy thing. The Toy Box Killer, though he's called the Toy Box Killer, allegedly, he was never actually convicted of murder.
Right.
Just rape, kidnapping, torture. And that's what he did, is he would kidnap, torture, and he would brainwash and drug the girls into forgetting everything.
Wow.
And then drop them out in the middle of the highway, somewhere like that. But they say that he did in fact kill numerous women. Just nobody could prove it.
Suspected.
Yeah, just nobody could prove it. And he wound up, before he could even, I don't know if he was on death row or anything. I don't think he was, because they never got him for murder, but he did die in prison from a heart attack at 65 or something, I read. But so they call him the Toy Box Killer because he killed them, or he tortured everything in like a semi trailer, right? So like a toy hauler. So I think that's why they called him the Toy Box Killer. If Zach Baggins got a hold of that, I would like to see if that thing does exist. I don't know if that's something you can go see or does exist.
It's probably somewhere.
That would be something.
It's probably in evidence somewhere.
It's got to be in evidence.
Yeah.
And then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? So that's based off of the serial, right? Buddy! What up, buddy? So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on a real life serial killer. Now, he wasn't really, he did kill multiple people, but I don't know if you could really say he was like a true serial killer, right? Like, when you think of a serial killer, you think of somebody that's doing it for I don't know, I guess habitually.
Yeah, almost like a necessity.
Right, like you breathe, right? Like they have to kill. That wasn't necessarily the case with Ed Gein, who Leatherface is based off of. His addiction was, he liked the skin of people. And his goal was to make a suit that looked like his mother, because he wanted to wear his mother's skin. Yeah. And he had a partner, and his whole crime, this is what boggles my mind. At some point in his life early on, he decided it was okay. He justified going into somebody's grave who had recently died, exhuming their body with a friend,
Yikes,
and taking that person's skin and body parts. They found a lamp and that lampshade was made out of human skin. They found heads and tongues and shit in his refrigerator. They found his pants made out of somebody. This is a serious conversation. This is serious. So this is where it gets weird, though. With Ed Gein, he couldn't stop, but his buddy who was helping him out was like, I kind of feel like this is starting to cross a line. Like not initially, like the first 6-7 times you did it.
Completely justified.
That was cool, right?
But it's starting to become a lot of work.
Yeah. Times 7, 8, 9, like, bro. Come on. Like, go to like a body's Costco or something. Like, I don't know what you have to do. And he ducked out. Well, it turns out Ed Gein, he didn't have enough time in the night to dig up, pull up, and drag the body back to his home by himself. And Craigslist didn't exist at that time. You know what I mean? So you can't be on there, hey, looking for body digger upper.
Please bring lye.
Please bring lye.
Must have on a shovel.
You can't roll up at a Home Depot and say, hey, El Homie, get in the back.
That's true.
I have yob. Good yob. I pay you. You good yob. Do good work.
People outside of Las Vegas may not know what you're saying.
Oh, I guess that's true. I didn't think of that. In Vegas, there's a Hispanic culture that has developed where illegals or those that can't find jobs will sit out in front of either a Star Nursery or a Home Depot. And you just kind of roll up and you say, hey, I got some work for you. Hop in. And they just hop in and they'll work for the day. You pay them $20-$30 or whatever. Though I've heard now they're starting to get expensive. Like they're like demanding more, like crazy. You want some of the current apple? It looks
it's
good,
actually
right?
not a joke. I've actually talked to people that have done it and used their services, and
some of them are
pretty
decent.
fantastic.
Yeah, they're actually like decently skilled. Like that's maybe what they did in Mexico, and they're just trying to find ways to live here. So it's actually kind of nifty, but that didn't exist. And I want to say Ed Gein was in Wisconsin. So you're talking about really cold. So the ground's gonna be a lot harder there too, right? Because it's so cold. And obviously, it's Wisconsin. I don't think they even know where Mexico is on a map, to be completely honest with you. It's Wisconsin. Canadians, sure. Mexicans now. So he decided it was more convenient to kill someone and take them back to his apartment.
Okay.
And that was what he did. And until he got busted. I don't know how many I think he only got like 2, maybe 3 before they got suspicious. That's not bad.
Is there a certain number
but where do
killings?
Yeah.
Before you get like to the Kellogg cereal?
Yeah, to where you become.
Like at what point do you become cereal?
At what point, do you reach, what point do you go from just being like a Pop-Tart killer?
Exactly.
Right?
To a cereal
To
killer.
a Nutri-Grain bar killer, to a legit oatmeal killer, to a serial killer. Like, how do you get there?
Sounds like at least 5 there.
There's a lot of there's a lot of steps I think that you have to go through, right? To truly be considered a serial killer.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy, that was the clown killer.
That was John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, I mean John Wayne Gacy, yeah. He was the guy dressed up as a clown.
Yeah.
Only killed men or young men, very young men. And
found him in the crawl space under his house.
Yeah, like I want to say it was somewhere between 20 to 30 bodies.
There was a lot, actually. I don't recall how many, but
it's
been a while since I read up on it, but there was a lot of bodies.
And he ran out of space. Like, bro, don't you ever watch any of these Japanese like origami shows? Like, fold them, bro. They're not going to feel it. I mean, Michelle, hello. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like, and I think that's the other thing too. I think most of them get lazy at some point, right? Like
Probably.
when the police
you believe that you're gonna get away with it now.
You're just untouchable. Like John Wayne Gacy, the last one that he killed, that he was in, that the police came knocked the door. That kid was just in his attic,
right? And
then before he went to the police, he went and dumped him in like the river. But like he had left mud on his boots. He hit something with his car that night. His car was seen. I mean, that's kind of how they busted him.
Right.
So I think he just got careless or sloppy. So that's and then Ted Bundy, that's the guy that basically did the same thing, but only to females.
Right.
And he escaped from prison 3 times.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes.
I know that nobody thought he could do it because he was so charming and all this other jazz.
Yeah,
He was
like
good looking,
very charismatic. He didn't even have a lawyer. He did it himself.
Yeah.
And he was convinced that he could get himself acquitted.
Right.
And I think he didn't actually confess and reveal where most of the bodies were until the day before they executed him. And he did it in hopes that they would stay the execution.
Interesting.
Whereas with John Wayne Gacy, they executed his ass. And he basically said, well, I win. He was like, "That I win. You know, you're going to kill me, then I get the last laugh."
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way of thinking about it. But he had no remorse.
Right.
I don't think either one of them did. And I think that's like a key serial killer trait.
Yeah.
Right? Is no remorse. Like none. Like they don't think of. I want to say I listened to an interview where John Wayne Gacy basically said that he didn't think of them as anything more than his property because he paid for it. So it was nothing more than like a TV. He can break it and throw it away if he wants to because he paid for it.
Interesting.
Right? Patrick, cheers.
Cheers.
Crown Apple, get this party started. I know Marilyn would like some. Michelle, you probably want some too.
Beautiful.
Both Michelle and Marilyn got to party with us.
Yeah.
In Deadwood, where these shot glasses are from. The
Ride,
brothel.
Rest, repeat.
Boom. Ride, rest, repeat, dog. Which at the time prostitution was legal in Deadwood, but stopped in like the 80s. 1980s.
80s, yeah. I think that's what they said.
So from like 1860s to 1980s, that's a whole lot of humping.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, here we go. Michelle says lack of remorse is a sign of being a psychopath. Sociopathy is often confused for this, but sociopaths at least know the difference between good and bad. They just don't react appropriately to those social cues. Right, I totally agree with that. So if no remorse is something that is geared towards a psychopath, do you have to be a psychopath to be a serial killer? Or can you be a sociopath and still be a serial killer? For example,
there's a lot going on there.
I don't know if Charles Manson was ever like a serial killer, but I don't know if he ever showed like remorse. I know he got into like the whole Aryan white thing, but that was until
I think that was for his protection though.
Yeah, I don't really think that was like him. So, but that alone, his, okay, I need to protect myself.
That falls more under like the cult belief,
So is that more of a sociopathic or psychopathic? Right?
That's interesting.
Jeffrey Dahmer. This guy, right? He not only, so same thing, men, also from Wisconsin.
What are y'all doing in Wisconsin?
What the fuck is going on there?
What are y'all doing out there?
So she says sociopaths can be serial killers, but here's the thing. If a sociopath does know the difference between right or wrong, so you're saying that they know that what they're doing is wrong, but they're doing it anyway.
I think you could be both, to be honest, because, I mean, if, let's say you're batshit crazy,
okay,
you still likely know the difference between right and wrong, yeah?
Unless you're psychopathic, right? But I would say 90% of the people on this planet have to know right and wrong. even if
you have to be responsible for one's own actions.
Well, or you have to be able to justify one's own actions.
Sure.
But to justify it, you would have to know that what you did was an inexcusable action, right? To justify would mean that you have to have known that you have to come up for a reason as to why you did it.
Sure.
Right? I mean, I'm just a spitball in here because, like Jeffrey Dahmer, he would drip acid onto their brains, molest them until they basically died, and then he would cut them into pieces and eat some of them. I guess there was some cannibalistic nature there,
Yeah.
right? And they found like genitals and stuff like in his refrigerator.
I think a lot of serial killers take trophies from what I've seen, or not seen, but from what I've heard and read.
So how does that equate, right? Like, why would you take a trophy? Why would you do that?
I think that way you could look back and enjoy, maybe and say that I don't know.
I mean, like a picture. Like, would you look at like a pair of like black hairy testicles and be like, oh, I remember Chuck. I like Chuck.
I think it's definitely dependent upon what's on your mind. But yeah, I guess it could go between like a belt or maybe some testes.
She says she thinks Dahmer was more sociopathic. For a psychopath, wrong doesn't seem wrong. But I would say that Dahmer knew he was busted, right? Like he knew.
Well, he also had somebody that wasn't quite in a vegetative state, right? Because he did the whole acid thing and drilling in the head and then acid.
Yeah.
So he had somebody that wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
And that's how he got caught.
Because he got away. I want to say he even had somebody escape naked. Ran to the police, and the police returned him to Jeffrey Dahmer because he had a photo, because that was his whole thing, is he took photos. So he'd be like, oh no, that's my boyfriend. Look, here's our photo together. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And that's, yeah, and like he would use that to.
That would be absolutely terrifying.
That's devious.
To escape your attacker.
Only to be returned.
Then absolutely turn the other way, 360, boom, go back. That's absolutely absurd. That'd be crazy.
That's like when you go, okay.
Life hates me.
Life is just, yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing else going on here.
Yeah, I go on strike at that point. Yeah. That's nuts. He did. The young man was ethnic too, which sadly at the time police were less likely to believe or care. That was a thing, especially in I think it was the 80s. He was doing this from like late 70s to early 80s, because I want to say, I think when he got caught, I was a kid. So that's pretty.
I think so. I think he was in the early 90s.
Like right in that early 90s range. And then he got killed in prison, but he didn't get executed. His cellmate killed him, right? If I remember correctly, his cellmate.
Interesting.
Basically said God told him to do it, or something like that. I remember reading something about that. So, right, the thing that brings this whole thing up was Dr. Kevorkian. Zach Baggins purchased Dr. Kevorkian, the death doctor, right? Bought his van. Yo, Brandon Cooper. So Zach Baggins buys Dr. Kevorkian's van, the death van. So he killed numerous people in this van, and he brings it to his haunted museum. I'm of the opinion, and I think the Hank agrees with me here, that it was kind of a waste of his money.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that specific van would be haunted.
Right.
Right? Because everybody that utilized that van, you would at least assume, that they wanted to go. Right? Like to them, it was a relief, right? Because these were people that wanted it. They were in a lot of pain. Most of them were, had severe cancer patients on their way out anyway, or very old, very elderly, and we're just looking for that. That man has a weird psyche. He has artwork from him too. Oh, his artwork from him too. It's weird AF. Are you talking about Kevorkian? Or Zach Baggins is weird? Or both? I don't know. You'll have to clarify.
Referring to Zach Baggins, he actually did an investigation at the Cecil Hotel before it was torn down in downtown LA. And that's where Richard Ramirez stayed, the Night Stalker. And then I believe he would go after prostitutes. That way he could try to get away with it. Nobody would really care. And then after Richard Ramirez's demise, there was a copycat that went back to the Cecil.
What?
And then he did the exact same thing that Richard Ramirez did.
Whoa.
And before they tore down the Cecil Hotel, Zach Baggins and his crew actually went and checked that out. And it's
there anything
it's on
there?
one of the sites. It's pretty neat, though.
I wonder did they build something in place?
I don't believe so.
I wonder
I
if
think
we
it's
just,
actually fairly empty.
I wonder if we can just go there, because a lot of times.
Well, it's on Skid Row, so it's pretty sketch.
Yeah, no, that's bad. It's ironic. Oh man, I just saw an interview that they did. Some guys walking through Skid Row. Dude, that was crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Yeah, you kind of don't want
So,
to end up there. That's
Marilyn says that the van is haunted. You can hear screams, and she also can't spell. But you can hear screams. Michelle said she never heard screams, but the room started to spin, and I kept hearing voices. See that? So this is the thing. Like, when I was there, you heard a woman scream, but I mean, a lot of them were just put to sleep. So I mean, how could there be screaming involved? I mean, you would think, could it be a scream of like they were just in that much pain? But then I just don't know why, even if you were to die, why would you want to stay associated to the van and not wherever you were from?
Sure.
Right? That's what, I don't know. But that would have been cool to check out like the location of the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
But can't.
That'd be neat.
Be cool to check out here in Vegas.
There's a lot of folks that passed the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah. That's crazy. Here in Vegas, you know, it'd be cool if we could figure out a way. The Binions Ranch.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens there?
Teddy Binion was murdered by his girlfriend, fiance, or whatever.
They always come and get you.
And she as with a heroin overdose, because he used to be into heroin, which my father used to hang out with Teddy Binion back in the day, and they did coke together. When Teddy got into heroin, my dad was like, no, I don't want to touch that, because my dad didn't like needles. They were in pain. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my dad didn't like needles, so they kind of went their separate ways at that point. But so he was at one point a heroin addict for a while. So they tried to make it look like it was a heroin overdose. But they got busted, her and her other boyfriend. Basically, they got caught. They killed him and then went to try to steal all of his silver from his vault. He had hidden underground.
It's always about greed.
Yeah. Have you guys checked out the Apache Hotel? No, but I have heard that the Apache Hotel is pretty haunted. The big issue with the Apache Hotel and that location is a lot like how the Cecil Hotel is gone. The Apache Hotel is just it's in serious disrepair, but we can probably get in. We can probably still get in. I know the Binions Hotel itself is gone.
The roof may fall in on us, but hey, at least we're there.
Yeah, we're
there.
We're taking chances. But I would like to check out, that would be cool to check out like Binions Ranch.
Sure.
To see if like we could actually like connect. Because I guarantee you that MFer has still got to be around there. Because he was done dirty. And he was a lot of mob connections there too. Yeah. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And the Apache Hotel was owned by Binions at the time.
Wow.
So there is that connection, actually.
So
they did reopen the Apache, but it's not great. Yeah. The Binions Hotel itself is like completely the Binions Hotel is insanely haunted. So much so that even though it is not open to anyone, the security officers themselves won't even go up into the floors anymore because of what they've seen and heard. And I know this because I ran a car wash service at the Binions Hotel in their little valet area, and the head of security would come and talk to me about the actual Binions Hotel. So they send all their guests to the Apache Hotel. So if you stay at the Binions, you don't actually stay at the Binions, you stay at the Apache or the Four Queens.
Interesting. Well, if you still have that connection, we should go to the Binions.
We could probably check that out. Seems like right. Save for the deterioration. Yeah, I would definitely be concerned about falling through shit, especially at Binions, because and actually, if you're going to see the Apache Hotel, now is probably the time to do it. The owners of the current owners of Binions is not the Binions. They own the Dottie's casinos.
Oh.
And they are looking to, in several years, their plan is to completely tear it down and rebuild it.
Interesting.
So it will eventually kind of gone.
Interesting.
Just like that.
Well, if they rebuild, they could come back with some residual paranormal activity.
And I think, that is a thing, like, where even though something can be gone, can be torn down, and something new can be put up, like the hauntings can, remain. I think that was like the whole thing with like the Amityville, is they say that it was like an Indian burial ground. I know there's a lot of like...
There's a lot said about the Amityville horror, but yeah, I think originally it was on sacred land.
Yeah, I mean, I think what the Poltergeist movie was basically that whole thing.
That's basically Amityville horror.
Yeah, it's basically right.
without Ronnie DeFeo Jr.
murdering everybody. Yeah,
everybody got to live in Poltergeist. Not entirely true, because some of the cast actually...
That's true. Like the cast got cursed.
Away. Yeah,
the
Poltergeist cursed.
The Poltergeist cursed. The little girl, she died. The mother, right? The mother died, and somebody else, but I don't remember who. But I know those two for sure.
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy. Guys, we have Bailey's chocolate Irish cream. Irish cream liqueur. So we're gonna try this out. We're gonna make sure it's Woo! I've never tried this before. Whoa. Made with real Belgian chocolate.
Looks like chocolate milk.
It kind of does. Look at this. Look at that. Even sounds like it. Oh shit! Oh, it's thick.
That's what she said. Here we go. Cheers
to serial killers. That's a terrible toast.
That's interesting.
Ooh, it's thick. Kind of like snot. Ooh, and it kind of burns. Whew. Ooh, oh, but it does taste like chocolate.
It does. It tastes.
Holy
like
shit!
Put that in.
Oh, that is good. Wow. Because I've had like a chocolate martini.
Yeah.
And that shit don't taste like no chocolate. It tastes like fucking ass water. Toe ass water.
Yeah, I agree.
But that actually tastes like it would shake well before using. My bad. my bad.
That's why we clueless.
Okay. Good to put in coffee. That's probably true.
Yes.
Also, put that in your mouth, I have found gummy bears. But these aren't just any gummy bears. They are freeze dried. Now, I've never tried. I've had freeze dried food before, and normally just has no flavor. But this may. I'm gonna try it. Ooh, with rum chata. Ooh, that sounds good.
All right, we're going blue here.
You go blue. I want yellow.
I guess.
I don't like that at all.
It's like a candy puffcorn.
Well,
it's pretty good.
Okay, right there, it kind of tasted, towards the end, it kind of tasted like Fruity Pebbles. Better than last week.
Last week I thought he was gonna absolutely kill me on purpose.
Yeah, that was brutal. I actually still have the two hottest ones.
Yeah.
Sitting right here. The habanero and the ghost pepper. I actually still have them here. I've been afraid to touch them.
We're gonna encase them like Annabelle.
They are dangerous.
Not to be let off.
We only made it up to the first three. I think the last one was just jalapeno.
Yeah.
And that's
like the lowest on the scale, isn't it?
Yeah, dude, and that fucked me up. Oh no, it was cayenne. Cayenne was the one that really fucked me up because it was you tasted like nothing at first.
Yeah.
And then like it just
pure
slowly
hatred came over you.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was
was god awful.
Purely awful. Okay, folks, we have some news and some Craigslist items to get to amongst some other things. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at and see what we can pull up here. Okay. Let's see what you got for me, buddy. Well, you want to start here? Wait,
no, that's last week.
What the heck? Barnacles. I guess you have to restart Facebook. That's where I keep all my confidential. Here we go. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Here in Vegas, it's cold. Virginia City, I'm very excited for. I'll be doing ConCom 6. Ding.
Yeah.
So we will be out there. You can get my autograph if you're out there. I will be giving out autographs with this beautiful mug because why not? Sure. Okay, here we go. Start here.
All right.
Okay, let me get to
Sharon.
Not yet, because Sharon is Karen.
Sharon is Karen.
All right, here we go. Oh, I was about to disable our camera. That's not what I want. Boom.
All right.
There you go, folks.
So this first one, it says Janu. I don't know what the hell a Janu is.
Old Jano? Is that a thing? Or did somebody just misspell canoe?
We're going to go with canoe.
G-N-O-E?
Old canoe was set up for motor with battery box built in. Has electronics and wiring, but may need replaced.
Yeah, Jano is not a thing. I can confirm. I can confirm that.
Swivel seats. It needs a lot of work, but seems solid. Heavy. Probably needs a trailer to haul it. Just give them a text. Anybody that's ever seen a canoe, like this is a sad shaped canoe, and I don't know what in the world kind of seats are seated in said canoe.
Yeah,
and I'm not.
There's two. It looks like there's two seats.
I'm not for sure that if you put this in the water, like you're not just going to go straight to the bottom.
Oh, bro, yeah,
but
I wouldn't trust this.
In the event that you want a canoe, I got you taken care of.
You could have one. This could be yours. I mean, sure, the paint's peeling on the inside
and out
and the outside. And it doesn't look like it comes with any paddles.
No. And the seats look fairly worn.
And look how far.
If you sit back, you may fall back.
Look how far apart those seats are. Like, how can you you can't have a conversation in those seats.
No.
How's it back there?
Yeah.
I'm good.
It'd be a little difficult to hold a face-to-face conversation in.
You can have no. That's definitely not in in the Janu. You definitely ain't having no sexual relations.
No, definitely not.
You ain't rocking that boat.
No.
Mm-mm.
That boat may rock you.
It may.
All right, this is absolutely the best thing in the world. 20 tins of holiday popcorn minus, you guessed it, the caramel corn. You know damn well what happened to that caramel corn.
they just ate all the caramel. 20 tins.
20 tins of holiday popcorn.
So this is where it becomes interesting. Are these 20 tins of holiday popcorn from the same holiday, same time?
Oh, that's interesting.
Or is this like 1 tin a year over 20 years of the same holiday? Or is this multiple holidays in the same year? Or is it multiple holidays in multiple years?
I would say there's probably 20 years of holiday popcorn there.
God,
And it'd be up to you to taste test the cheese to see if it's still good.
woo!
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's good, right?
I mean, how could it? I mean,
Popcorn.
and cheese dust.
And a lot of cheese dust.
A lot of cheese dust, probably. But look, this is the thing with the tins.
And I'd be pissed off because all I would want would be the caramel corn.
Yeah, because I mean, you get one of these tins, we all know that those two are not going to be good.
No.
They never are.
Yeah,
You get literally
they
just
definitely they disappoint. They
Yeah.
definitely disappoint.
I don't know why they don't just make a tin of just the caramel corn.
Yes, I agree.
That's what they should do. How's
Like
that?
Neapolitan ice cream? Just give me the chocolate ice cream. Don't waste your time with all the other bullshit.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah, just chocolate. That's all you need. Just caramel corn. That's all you need on this.
It's true. All right, now let's say
Wow.
we have a free human-sized hamster wheel in Brooklyn. Free human-sized hamster wheel available for immediate pickup. Can accommodate up to 200 pounds. Fully functional. Not recommended for houses with small children or animals. 50 pounds of shredded newspaper also available. I will not have this in my house any longer. Taking appointments to view the wheel this week.
Wait, you need to have an appointment to view the wheel?
I
He
think
expects
so.
somebody to come look. Somebody's going to take time out of their day to come down to look at this hamster wheel and then decide that they don't want it, even though it's free.
I don't know what's on their mind. At least you could get the shredded paper too. That way, when you make a mess.
What was the point?
Oh, you got me.
I will not have this in my house any longer.
Maybe he got grounded. Maybe she won't have it in the house because he's still not trained.
And
I'm
maybe
not
that's
sure.
what it is.
I'm not for sure.
Wow. There's a lot of questions. Where's it? Brooklyn. Well, I mean, I guess running on the streets in Brooklyn is pretty sketchy. So I guess
Definitely.
being able to get your exercise in on a hamster wheel, a life-size hamster wheel, a human-size hamster wheel, I guess all.
And think you can just make a mess wherever you want in your room, and your shredded
And
paper
your
is going to
shredded paper.
take care of all your mess.
That's true. You don't even have to go to the bathroom anymore.
You know what I mean?
Playing video games.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
We set a couch in the wheel.
That's it. Oh, that'd be cool. A rocking chair.
You're going to love this next one. All right.
Boom.
Bacon.
Wow.
We have free bacon. I'm a vegan, and my soon-to-be ex-husband went out and purchased 20 pounds of bacon as some sort of sick joke, and I need it out of my fridge today. I don't want to throw it away, that much bacon, but I will if it's not gone ASAP. Call, text for the address.
Hold on. You know what bacon looks like.
Yeah.
I know what bacon looks like. Somebody definitely had a weird fetish. I agree.
Bacon.
That is cooked bacon.
That's cooked bacon.
She cooked that bacon
Yeah, she did.
and then took a picture.
Well, I mean, what appeal would it have to, have raw bacon, I guess?
Well,
I mean,
who the fuck's going to come
compare-
over and pick up your already cooked bacon?
What if she's telling you that that's what your bacon could look like?
And for a vegan, that's some pretty decently cooked bacon.
Maybe she got so upset that her carnivorous husband purchased all this bacon, she forced him to cook said bacon and didn't let him eat it.
So,
And then she took a picture and said, come pick this shit up.
but it's 20 pounds.
That's a lot of bacon.
And there's definitely not 20 pounds of bacon there.
Yeah, she's definitely skimming from the top a little bit.
There's something strange going on there. I'm just saying there's more to this story. There's a whole lot going on
Seems
here.
suspicious.
This is serial killer stuff right here.
This is everything we were talking about in our earlier segment.
This is exactly it. This is the type of behavior. Like, this bitch has killed somebody.
Yes.
I guarantee you.
And it's about to be your husband.
Her husband is definitely next.
That's going to be like the fourth one because she's a serial.
Yeah. If the next one is I have 220 pounds of long pork, then I'm going to be very concerned.
All right. Giant inflatable yellow elephant.
What the?
Life-sized commercial grade heavy. Giant inflatable yellow elephant. Life-sized cold fill air brushed commercial grade heavy duty. Rough dimensions, you could read it. Used previously in a trade show a dozen times, attention getter. It may also be great for consumer events. You can have your own Macy's parade. The cost was $7,000.
Somebody spent $7,000.
I feel like if you spent $7,000 on that here fancy elephant, like you're.
So wait, are they giving this away for free?
Yeah.
The cost was $7,000 when bought new. It's been used in trade shows a dozen times. So it's got to be at least 4 or 5 years old, we'll say.
Could you imagine putting this in front of your house? You could be the owner of the next yellow elephant.
That is very interesting.
You know what? Actually, what's interesting, where I come from in Missouri, they have a pink elephant, and that's where you go and you purchase your cars. I forget what they're called anymore, but that's what they're known for, is the pink elephant.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that would definitely piss off the HOA. Definitely set to piss off the HUA. Wow, that is really interesting that somebody spent. What product would you need?
How would you get your money back out of $7,000? You mean?
Yeah.
You got me. Maybe trade show. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, but like what could you possibly be selling that you're like, yeah, I'll get a return on this investment.
This yellow elephant. That's right up my alley.
Yeah. Make it even better and decorate for each holiday. That's true. The HOA would love that. Oh,
here we go.
Now we're talking.
Haunted 1988 Winnebago. Bought the RV as a means to travel with our family. New battery, but it needs a fuel pump. Tires are good, but will need to be towed. Previous owner killed her husband and traveled in it before being caught and imprisoned.
Jesus.
Still had the maps and receipts she used when we purchased it, along with Bible passages and murder mystery novels.
Obviously, didn't come in handy.
Haunts the back table and likes to have morning coffee with whoever is around.
Wow.
So basically, what they're saying is they can't put up with it no more. Please come get your Winnebago.
Yeah, come just get this thing. Because this is
Zach
free.
Bag is where you at?
Yeah, because they're just trying to give it away, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I guess the RV has means to travel with our family. Oh, bought the RV as a means to travel with our family. But so they don't like. Does his family just not travel anymore? Did he get a new one?
Maybe they stopped drinking coffee.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, you can't piss in a Mr. Coffee's. You get Taster's Choice.
They've had that on camera too. I don't know what that was, but some upset.
Marilyn says sold.
Yeah.
What's interesting is there were murder mystery novels, and obviously, though she read them, she did not pay attention because she got caught.
Yeah.
Murder mystery novels, I mean, you should learn all the ways to like deal with something like this.
It's true. They never get caught in the books, right?
That's true. Like, did she leave her dead husband in the Winnebago driving around?
Maybe she needed Taco Bell.
That's weird.
The stench got weird, and it was weirder than Taco Bell.
Wow. You gotta be careful with that. Bears like Taco Bell.
Interesting. Oh, yes, they do.
They do. They will come and snatch your Taco Bell right off your front porch. You got to watch out for them bears, especially in Florida. I don't know where this is too. What is Lasharo the place?
I think so. No, Lasharo's the type of Winnebago, I think.
Oops, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Oh, what did I just do?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. There we go. Yeah, so that was it. That's a pretty cool. That was a pretty cool little thing. I would definitely be down to try something like that.
Yeah.
To at least to see it. I'd like to investigate it. You know what I mean?
You could rent the RV, take it out for the weekend, check out California, and get haunted.
Yeah, kick the wheels on it a little bit.
Yeah.
See what it's like. See what else do I have for us today? Mm-hmm. That's that. Oh, so I do have one more thing for us today. the Japanese love their game shows.
Oh yeah.
They love them. So I found this really cool, just kind of montage. What do they call it? A collage? A collage?
Colostomy?
Decoupage? Collage? I don't know. Just a bunch of stuff from a Japanese game show that I just had to share with everybody because I thought it was quite hilarious. I think that's it here. We've all done that as a kid. Oh yeah. How do you like that? Woo! Oh no, let me help! Oh, damn! That looks like fun. No. I've never been hit as hard as water from one of those water rides. Oh yeah. Oh, he's down. He's down. Oh my god.
哎呦我操，这么夹里头了！
Man. Like we don't say nothing. And back into her own. And it comes back.
今天我化了2个小时的妆，是为了能够我去参加婚礼。
Oh damn.
你看这个，你看这6岁人，你看，你这有脸，看，看，你看这6岁人，你看，你看有这2个，你看，那不能70了，你看，快70，看非要。
Ouch! What a face plant!
Right in the face.
That'd be horrible, huh?
Now,
Jeez Louise.
ladies and gents,
A
I think
full-blown face plant.
that's our show.
All right.
I think that's our show. Next week, I think we'll have good old Michelle and Charity will be on to talk a little bit about their experience that they just had they went back to Deadwood
Right.
because they live nearby to the 1899 hotel. Is that right? Does that sound right?
1888,
1864?
1942,
12 volt
16.
12 volt sex.
Yep.
That's it. That's it.
1888, 18.
I think it's 1899.
We're going to continue this until you help us.
1899 in. 1890. Yes. Yeah, this can go
going
on
to continue
for an
So
hour.
you ladies join in.
Yes. So it'll be great to talk to them about that.
Yes.
And so a lot of other cool stuff happening.
You'll be back, so you'll have some good news.
Yep. And then I'll be back. I'm going to Virginia City. I'll be there for 4 days. We are currently 3 followers away from 1,000 on TikTok.
Yeah.
And which point I will be able to go live. So I will be adding TikTok to our live stream. And hopefully I will be able to go live from TikTok. So if you don't follow us on TikTok, please do. I tend to post everything first to TikTok, and then everything kind of percolates from there to everything else. So, folks, stay classy.
Have a good one.